Hi. Hello. Hi. What's up? Hi, everybody. Happy, what is it? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Can you guys see me and see me okay? What's up? How you guys feeling? What's the vibe? What's the vibe? Let me know. I'm about to say hi to all of you guys here. I see. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for being here. That's all good, Debbie. Thanks for checking in anyways. Hi, crime remember. Marcus, I already knew you were here. Hey, Marcus. Hi, Kim. Tipsy Gypsy. Bun Bun, you made it. Hi. Hi. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm Melly, if you don't already know who I am. Hey, Wednesday, Fem Dandy. Hey, Stephanie. Thanks for making it Wednesday. I know you're working, but I appreciate you checking in anyways. And Stephanie, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. We are eBay vibe is, yeah, exactly. Stephanie says it's cold. I'm cold. Oh, yeah, it's not cold here. So, where are you? Relocated. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Tonight we're going to review Diddy documents. There's quite a few of them, excuse me. If you didn't know, on the 14th, yesterday, there were 6 new lawsuits released against Diddy. And I want to review them. We've been reviewing most of his documents, and we're going to review some of the older ones that I've missed. I want to make sure I've covered them. Upstate New York. Oh, okay. It's chilly vibes. It's fall vibes. I like the fall. That's my favorite time of year. But anyways, let's get started. There's a lot to cover here. Welcome. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I know there's like so many other places you could be, and you guys are all hanging out here, and I appreciate that. I'm good, Marcus. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so I went through these documents beforehand, not completely, but I did kind of review them just so that we don't waste time going over the same things, right? So there was 6 lawsuits filed against Diddy, all by the same attorney's office. So a lot of the information, we're going to skip like a few pages on every single one because it's the same thing, like it describes his history, the violence that we've already seen from the 14-page indictment where he, with the Cassie situation. Basically, it just kind of like goes over everything we already kind of know if you've been watching the lives here. So if you haven't, I've covered, I think I did Jane Doe, the 14-page indictment. I thought I did another one. I can't remember, sorry. But we will be covering them all completely. I also want to cover some stuff on Cassie. I got some legal documents that I haven't seen online before, so I'm curious to cover those. So like I said, I already went through these. We're going to fast forward through some of the pages, so we're not here for a long time, but a good time, right? Michelle says it's in the 40s here, how to move my plants. Oh, see, like right now, I think here it's like in the 70s. I'm in California. I'm literally checking on my weather. Yeah, it's 81. I don't know, I was way off. So I don't feel like it's cold here at all, but I like the cold. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a holiday baby, so that's probably why I like the cold. Anyways, let's get started. There's 6 of them here. I did write down an order that I want to like go in, so let me check. Let me pull that up. Sorry, guys. There's no specific order, but this is just the way that I read them, and I enjoyed it. Not completely, but I just kind of skimmed through them. So, um, there's 6 of them. I believe 4 men and 2 women. Um, well, don't hate me if I'm wrong. I'm like, or it's backwards. No, it's 2, yeah, I was right. 2 women and 4 men. Sorry. I'm like spacing out. But okay, let me pull it up. Sorry, guys. Trigger warning also. There's inappropriate languages and photos, etc. talks about violence, SA, drugs, trigger warning. So this is going to be the 𝐓𝐻B civil complaint. 𝐓𝐻B is a date rape substance. Let me know if you can see it on the screen. Hi, Esther. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. High five, cats. Thanks for checking in. We're covering day documents. We'll get through them pretty fast. You guys know I love reading these documents. Many people don't like them. They find them boring. But like I said, it's like, here's all the facts. Let's just get through it. It's good stuff. These are wild, too, from what I reviewed. Like I said, I cut out a bunch of stuff that I felt like was repeat, so we're not like hearing the same things. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Trigger warning. This is the first one, and it's John Doe. Filed by Busby Law Firm. They're all filed by the same law firm, by the way. Thanks, Esther. I appreciate that. She says your voice smooths me. Dude's gone wild. This is wild. I thought like the Cassie one was brutal, right? I feel for her. That was brutal, especially for the world to see, right? It's easy for us looking in as like kind of like a third party. We're not Cassie. We're not like, you know, whatever she is, but for the world to see that, like, I just feel like that's brutal. That's hard. And so a lot of the stuff in these is kind of like that. You're like, wow, if this is true, which is why this is a complaint and demand for jury trial. So we'll find out if it's true sooner or later, right? According to the justice system. Let's begin. So the first one is a male, John Doe. Defendant 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞 routinely recruited individuals to parties, drugged them, and then sexually exploited them. The conduct described herein is shockingly typical of defendant 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞. He was aided in this abhorrent conduct by numerous individuals and entities. 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞 conducted himself for many years as if he was above the law. He is not. This case seeks both compensatory and punitive damages for SA and RAPE. For decades, 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞 has abused, molested, RAPED, SA, dominance, and to conceal his abhorrent conduct. It's already like brutal. He accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and record executive. Combs is one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. Behind the facade of being a 3-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous musical artists, and ranking on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women, and children. While his wealth has kept him above consequence for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers who will be asked to punish him for the deplorable conduct described herein. Combs' business enterprise is essential to the pervasive acts of SA and abuse committed by him during the last decades. So when you see me cross out the red, it means it's like, you know, you already know. Combs, Diddy, whatever you want to call him, Love Combs. I don't know where that comes from. Love Combs. That's ironic. But anyways, he owns like Bad Boy Holdings, Bad Boy Inc., you know, like Ciroc, whatever, all those companies, right? So when you see red, it means it's just stuff we already know and you don't need to hear again. And we just want to get to the good stuff, right? On the surface, each of these businesses served a legitimate purpose related to entertainment, music, and other subjects. But in reality, Combs, by through and himself and his agents, employees, and contractors, use these businesses to essay, abuse, threaten, and coerce hundreds of individuals through quo prid quo schemes, as well as to take advantage of individuals with impunity, thinking the victims would never seek recourse. Combs and his agents, employees, contractors, through these comb businesses would tell victims, quote unquote, this is what it takes to be famous. And what are you willing to do to become a star? And also perform this SEX act or else, to coerce victim into performing a non-consensual sexual act for the gratification of Combs and his cohorts. Trigger warning, guys. Members and associates of the Combs business engaged in, among other activities, SEX trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotic offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. The Combs business constituted an ongoing organization whose members function as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of Combs. We're going to go through this first part of his history, but on the next ones, we'll skip it just so we don't waste time reading the same thing, because it's copy and pasted. It's the same law firm. There's certain parts that are different and certain parts are exactly the same, which is like addresses, names, well, not names, but like names of businesses, etc. So we'll read through the first one, and then I'll skip this part on the other one so that we don't read the same thing. For years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women, men, and minors. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and SEX sexual. As part of the pattern, I hate that we have to censor those words. I'm sorry. I'm not going to censor them. I feel like it's in a court document and it's real life. Why do we have to censor them? But again, anyways, moving on. This isn't a time for me to go off on that. As a pattern of his abuse, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in a highly orchestrated performances of SEX activity with both commercial SEX workers and unsuspecting partygoers. In some cases, these were individuals who were contractors or vendors. In other cases, they were random individuals pulled from a hotel lobby, a show, or off the street. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them with or without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit drugs. Combs, while celebrated for his business acumen and influence in the entertainment world, has often described in a more troubling light as powerful, manipulative, and problematic. His aggressive tactics, both in business and personal dealings, have drawn criticism, with many viewing him as someone who leverages his power to intimidate and control. This darker side of Combs' persona has been underscored by the numerous lawsuits and allegations that have surfaced over the years. Despite his undeniable success, his rise to the top is marred by a reputation for being ruthless, manipulative, and using his influence in ways that have left a trail of legal and personal controversies, including but not limited to the following. A. Nightclub shooting incident, 1999. Combs was embroiled in a high-profile case related to a nightclub shooting in New York involving his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shyne. Combs was acquitted for all charges, though the case remains a significant level event in his career. And there's 𝐒, Jenny from the block. I know I have to like check in with you guys. I'm like, this is wild already. Thanks, Fem. I see you. Telemelly. Yeah, I know it's dumb. It's like, why do we have to censor real life if it's in the court system and they claim that we have to abide by the law and the justice system? Why do we have to censor it? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Moving on. Multiple. So we hear about 𝐤𝐤. B. Multiple assault allegations. Combs has faced several lawsuits related to alleged physical assaults, many of which have been settled out of court. Ah, interesting. Wait, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing still? Okay, yeah, you are. Are you? I'm just checking. You're like, can you get it together? Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. We're covering Diddy. We're covering all of these documents. I'm a document nerd. I love going over these. So I appreciate you guys for supporting and being here. Anyways, we're gonna do another live later on you know who. Do I have to say any names? Kiosk, Long Johns. Does that ring a bell? Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so did I read this? Multiple assault allegations. Combs has faced several lawsuits related to physical assaults. Okay, yeah, they've been settled out of court. Interesting. Okay. We've heard some of them. Business disputes. Combs has been involved in various business-related legal conflicts, particularly surrounding his Sean John clothing line and other ventures. These disputes have often involved contractual disagreements and trademark claims. D. Claims by Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit accusing him of years of physical, emotional, and SA abuse during their relationship. Cassie alleged repeated instances of assault, coerced sex acts, and drug use, all the contributing to an environment of fear and manipulation. So we're just reviewing the first document. We're kind of going over the basics. We're going to skip all of this and the rest of them and just go through them as fast as we can. Like I said, a lot of it is the same exact thing. Combs particularly fancied the use of the popular date rape drug ropinol, or GHB, to commit heinous crimes, consensual acts of violence, and rape onto countless victims. Combs often would secretly use the drug in an alcoholic beverage served at his parties, typically champagne or lemon drops. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing GHB either prior to entering or while at the Combs party. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotions or similar body oils laced with GHB so the drug would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier to assault him or her. Now we know where the baby oil comes into play. Marcus. Hey, Guidance. Thanks for being here. I'm happy you made it too. Yeah, this is disgusting. Combs' recurrent and pervasive physical abuse took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and sexual assault were no doubt well known amongst his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses. Among numerous occasions from at least on or about 1996 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women and men by striking, punching, dragging, and throwing objects at and kicking them. Combs also assaulted children, both physically and sexually. In 1996, Combs was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a gun. Pew pew. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief in connection with assaulting a record executive. Combs was arrested again the same year for his involvement in a shooting at a nightclub in New York. Another instance of violence occurred at Los Angeles Hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave his hotel room. When hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. In the past year, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege they have been abused by Combs between 1991 and 2009. In November 2023, 3 lawsuits were filed against Combs under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Cassie Ventura, an artist signed to Bad Boy, sued Combs in New York for rape and physical abuse. She alleged Combs facilitated these acts by and through supplying Miss Ventura with copious amounts of substances and urging her to take them, beginning in 2006. Joy Dickerson Neal also sued Combs in New York, alleging Combs drugged her and essayed her and secretly recorded the assault in 1991. Liza Gardner, who Combs met at an event hosted by a record label affiliated with Bad Boy, sued him for alleging an assault on her and her friend in 1990 or 1991 when she was only 16. In December 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Combs in New York for allegedly drugging and assaulting her in 2003 when she was only 17 years old. The victim alleged the employees and business associates of Combs, through affiliation with Bad Boy Enterprise, lured her to Combs' home where they then assaulted her. In February 2024, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, one of Combs' former producers, sued Combs for allegedly forcing him to engage in unwanted sex acts and sex trafficking, among other allegations. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs regularly drugged others, including minors, by giving them lace drugs with MDMA and other date RAP substances. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs, in fact, drugged him as well in order to commit acts of SA. In May 2024, former model Crystal McKinney and April Lamprose sued Combs. We reviewed that document, right, by April Lamprose. We reviewed it, I think, a week ago. So go back and check that out if you haven't. Ms. Kinney alleged that Combs drugged and essayed her at the recording studio in 2003. Mimicking what has now become a known pattern, Combs promised Ms. McKinney to help her with her modeling career in exchange for engaging in sex conduct with him. Ms. Lamprose, an Internet Arista Records, was an owner of Bad Boy, also sued Combs in May 2024 in New York Supreme Court for assaulting her on multiple occasions, secretly filming these acts and showing the recordings to multiple people. Ms. Lamprose, who alleges that Combs ordered her to take these substances on one occasion before he assaulted her. In July of 2024, former adult star Audrey English, who was employed by Combs as an entertainer and at his infamous white parties that brought together the biggest names in the music and entertainment industries, sued Combs in the Southern District of New York for sex trafficking, alleging that he required her to consume drinks laced with MDMA and secretly recorded these acts. In September 2024, singer and songwriter Dawn Richard also sued Combs. Richard was employed by Combs as part of the girl group Danity Kane. She sued Combs in New York for false imprisonment, and subjecting her to hostile working conditions due to her gender, including degrading comments and threats. Ms. Richard has alleged that Combs regularly supplied others, including minors, with copious amounts of drugs and alcohol and subjected them to sexual acts while they were sedated or unconscious due to these drugs and alcohol. In September 2024, a federal grand jury in Manhattan indicted Combs and charged him with sex trafficking and creation of criminal enterprise in which he abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill sex desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. The indictment explains that Combs' abuse of women and minors was enabled by employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping and arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. I'm going to skip the next part just because it's basically talking about the essay, the age, We're going to go plaintiff's allegations herein substantially mirror Combs' prior conduct as established through criminal indictments and other lawsuits. Through this case, plaintiff seeks a full measure of justice from a man who thought his power, money, and influence rendered him untouchable. Plaintiff joins many other victims by filing this complaint. We're going to move on to the parties. So this is the first document, and this is the GHB civil complaint. Parties involved is John Doe, a male who resides in Georgia. The facts of Combs' ownership and titles of the Combs Corporation enabled him to commit the unlawful sex violence against plaintiff described herein, and or to harass and intimidate him into silence after the assault. Defendant Daddy's House Recordings, Inc. is a domestic business corporation that is incorporated in New York. At the time of the events alleged, Daddy's House was a world-class recording studio owned by Combs. On information and belief at all relevant times, Bad Boy and Combs together owned and operated Daddy's House. On information and belief, the Bad Boy recording studio was located on the premises of Daddy's House. Combs used the Daddy's House brand, stature, and their ownership and titles at Daddy's House to commit the unlawful sex violence against plaintiff described herein. Hi, Lily. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. I know these are kind of boring, but we'll get to the part where, like, we'll get to the allegations. This is just the first document, so I'll skip this part on the first one. We kind of already know this, right? We've been reviewing these documents, but I appreciate you guys being here. So hit the like button. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And why would you name a recording studio Daddy's House? Sick. Right? Daddy's House? Okay, so I have to skip a few pages here. Sorry, guys. This is just basically, okay, so what I'm skipping is like they're talking about Bad Boy and all the companies associated with him and Sean Combs, and they list like their address and stuff. And we don't need to know that. It doesn't give any information. It just says like the CEO is Diddy, you know, the direct address of all of them and who is, you know, third party people involved with the company. So it's not stuff I felt was relevant. On this one, we'll go to the factual allegations. So we're going to go to the next part. Oh, brother. The way I separated them. My bad, guys. You're like, can you get it together? Can you guys see the screen or no? Oh, yeah, you guys can. Okay. Factual allegations. Plaintiff worked for Royal Reigns Management, a prestigious company based out of New York City with additional offices in Los Angeles and Atlanta. Through plaintiff industry connections, he gained access to parties associated with Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment. One party took place in around October 2021. These connections and invitation ultimately led to life-altering and traumatic experiences for plaintiff. Combs businesses picked plaintiff up from the airport and transported him to New York City where the party was to take place. Upon arrival, plaintiff noticed several well-known artists in attendance. Plaintiff was immediately offered what he was told was MDMA by associates of Combs businesses, which plaintiff refused. Plaintiff limited himself to just one drink. Even though plaintiff only consumed one alcoholic drink, the effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. This behavior towards plaintiff mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents/employees drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to assault that person. Unfortunately, plaintiff was one such victim. A photograph of an exemplary container used by Combs and his or her agents/employees to insert GHB into an alcoholic drinks is seen below. And then we see this picture. I didn't know what this was at first. I'm like, what does that look like? And then my friend was like, you put it in your sleeve and this is like a spoon, and you put the drug into the drink. Is that true? Elaborate. I'm sorry, I've been skipping comments. I just find these documents interesting. Did I say hi, Esther? Hi, Esther. Trigger warning. Yeah, trigger warning, guys. Drugs. I say, you guys know. Diddy business. 43 degrees here. Sean John clothing. I know. And who remembers baby fat? If you know, you know. A lot of you probably don't know baby fat. I used to wear baby fat all the time. I wouldn't wear anything that wasn't baby fat for like, I would say like a good 3 years. Love the liquor piece of, yeah. I said hi, baby fat. I love that you guys remember that. Thanks for being here, guys. Hit the like button. Also, Bun Bun says, also so disgusting. Have you guys heard of this device on the screen? I'm interested. Plaintiff has soon become disoriented and the room started spinning in a state of confusion. He attempted to remove himself from the situation, seeking a safe space. As plaintiff tried to leave, a male voice told him to hold on, and he promised to help him. The next thing plaintiff remembers is being in a bedroom. Despite being vaguely aware of his surroundings, he could not move, speak, or fight back. Plaintiff was paralyzed, feeling as if he was trapped in his own body. Multiple men began to assault him through sodomy and other forced acts. Trigger warning. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading what's in these court documents. If that's a problem, please contact the court in New York City. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trigger warning. Sorry that we have to cover this. This might be triggering. It's real life. I think it needs to be talked about. Goth fat, stop right now, Stephanie. His mother ran a brothel. Yeah. A crime to remember. I believe this. I do believe this. In my opinion, allegedly, everything here we're reading and that I say, I'm not a professional. I'm just Melly. I'm no one important. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not friends with Diddy. I'm not a hater of Diddy, but these are legal documents and we're just reviewing what's the court is putting out, right? He distinctly recalls seeing Combs above him naked at one point during the assault. During this time, plaintiff was sodomized by at least 3 men. Plaintiff could feel a difference in the size of the men when he was being sodomized, further confirming the presence of multi-attackers. Plaintiff continues to attend therapy sessions to address the trauma from these experiences. All right, so the next part I'm skipping is just basically the first cause of action. Violation of New York City Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. We've covered this on the previous lawsuit, so I'm just going to skip that part. It basically says, anything related to him that participated should be held liable. All his companies and businesses, etc. Second cause of action, assault and battery, RAPE, Criminal SEX Act, aggravated SEX abuse. Combs and Combs businesses engaged in intentional acts that resulted in Combs assaulting plaintiff. Combs' assault of plaintiff constitutes RAPE in the first degree as defined in New York Penal Code, a criminal SEX act in the first degree as defined, and then it lists New York Penal Code. Okay, so we just went through the first document, GHB, the spoon, and this was by, hold on, let me go back. I want to know. Parties. A male, first male, and he's a male who resides in Georgia. Okay, so that was the first one. I'm gonna take it off this. It's so sad. I believe it. I'm an Aaliyah fan, a Selena fan, a Biggie fan. Let that speak for itself. I think he's guilty, but I'm no one. It's alleged. He might be innocent. We don't know. Okay, so the next document I'm going to read. I was looking at the next one I was going to go over. The next one, we're just gonna skip all that technical stuff, right? We know who Bad Boy is, Sean John, all of the above. This is John Doe, another male. There's 4 males and 2 females. And this one is a male from New Jersey. I can't wait to be the generation of winged. I still have, okay, so you guys are talking because I brought up the baby fat, right? You are very important. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate you for saying that. You're so sweet and kind. I love you. He did humiliation to his victims. Okay. Honestly, after I saw the Cassie stuff, I was like, I believe it. I believe it. How are you gonna drag her by her hair? She's so beautiful too. I think Cassie's really beautiful. I think, and I actually like her music. Um, well, I don't mean that in a mean way. I just say because it was like older, you know. But when I saw that video, I was just like, okay, I don't like Diddy anymore. Okay, so John Doe, the next one. Like I said, we're gonna skip a lot of it. This case seeks punitive damages for violent essay. The assault occurred at what was termed a white party at Combs' residence in New York. The conduct described is shockingly typical of how defendant Sean Combs conducted himself for many years. Many individuals and entities facilitated and enabled this conduct. Sean Combs believed he was above the law, and he is not. Stephanie says the only thing he cares about in the Cassie video was keeping his towel up. Ew. You're right, but I don't even want to know what's under that. Okay, so let's skip. Okay, we're gonna skip a lot here. We already heard, it just goes over like the history, right? All the lawsuits he has been hit with. So we're gonna go down to parties. I read these, you guys. Please, like, I know it's not just me, but if you see other creators like going over these documents, like, show love. These are, one, they're hard to get, and 2, like, I read over these beforehand. And so, like, if people are taking the time to read these, because they're like kind of a lot, you know? So just like, it's not boring, I don't think. Okay, so this document is Plaintiff John Doe, and this one is New Jersey. I think I said that at the beginning. I know it skips a lot, but we're going to get to the factual allegations on each one. The good thing is we all keep up on the Diddy stuff, so we all know what's happened with Cassie, how many times he's been slapped with a lawsuit. Okay, so factual allegations for John Doe in New Jersey. Sean Combs and famous white parties were legendary events known for their exclusivity, extravagance, and strict dress code, where attendees were required to wear all white. These high-profile parties, particularly those held at Combs Estates in the Hamptons, attracted A-list celebrities from across the entertainment, fashion, and business worlds. The events were lavishly decorated, featured live music performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages. The atmosphere of these parties was one of opulence and luxury, often making headlines for their celebrity guest list. Over-the-top entertainment and stunning aesthetics of the event. Many unsuspecting individuals were recruited to attend these parties. Some of the recruitment took place in Manhattan. Many individuals were recruited in Los Angeles and were paid to fly in and to attend these functions. In 2006, plaintiff was employed by a security firm, Mass Security, where he provided security services for nightclubs and private events. In August of that year, plaintiff accepted a last-minute job at Combs Estate Hampton property, which he believed was hosting an exclusive white party for a large, affluent crowd. Plaintiff noted that the guests arrived in luxury vehicles and many appeared to be executives. Upon plaintiff's arrival, he was greeted by Combs, the event's host, who expressed interest in meeting all staff members. During their interaction, Combs offered plaintiff another job opportunity working security, which plaintiff ultimately declined due to his father's severe illness and the challenges of relocating. Combs appeared sympathetic to the plaintiff's situation and understanding of his decision. As the event progressed, Combs targeted plaintiff and provided him with 2 alcoholic drinks throughout the night. After consuming the second drink, plaintiff began to feel extremely ill and leaned against his truck for support. Based on information and belief, Combs, by himself or through his agents or employees, previously laced the drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and/or MDMA. This behavior towards plaintiff mimics the pattern of Combs and his agents' employees drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to essay that person. Unfortunately, plaintiff was one such victim. A photograph. Wait, didn't we already see this? We did, right? Where he saw the spoon? Oh, that was the other document. Wait. Oh, so he did it to this guy too. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. I'm like, did I just see the same thing? We did. It's different though. Oh my God, am I losing it? Combs approached him again, inquiring about his well-being and displaying what plaintiff interpreted as a concern. However, he soon found himself being forcefully pushed into an open van by Combs, an act that left him in considerable pain. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, trigger warning. I'm tripping out. I thought that I was reading the same document. I wasn't, because he's been doing the same thing to the same victims, allegedly. I thought I was seeing the spoon. I was like, I was tripping out. Marcus says, I think Jaguar worked for either Jay-Z or Diddy for, I think, or the feds? Question mark? I don't know. Sorry, but who's Jaguar? Like, what did she do that know so much? She used to work for Jay-Z. Yeah, Jaguar worked for Jay-Z 3 years, if I'm right. I know she did music for a while, but I believe she was like an assistant of some sort. Anyways, let's get back to the document. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I was seeing I'm like, did I duplicate the document? But no, he was doing the same thing to all of these people, allegedly. So, okay, so pushed him into the van and left him in considerable pain. Once inside the van, plaintiff was held on by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. In a horrific turn of events, Combs assaulted plaintiff by inserting his male organ into plaintiff's behind and sodomizing him, all while dismissing plaintiff's plea for help by repeatedly saying, "You'll be all right." I'm like, I'm sorry. When tons of people tell the same story, how wrong is that story? I agree, Marcus. I agree. Tipsy's like, oh wow, thanks for being here, guys. Oof, this is rough. Trigger warning. Okay, so after the assault, Combs left plaintiff in the van and proceeded back to the party. Plaintiff struggled to leave the party due to the drugs he believed to be in his system from the alcoholic drinks that Diddy provided. As plaintiff was leaving the party, he experienced a disturbing sensation as a lubricant-like fluid leaked from him, which he believed to be a male organ's fluid, causing him profound disgust. Pause. hold on. Wait, what? Are you guys freaking out? Jaguar had inside knowledge. I do believe that. I do believe that's why they didn't come for her directly, Jay-Z and Beyonce, in the whole peers interview, etc. That's a whole nother conversation we can have after these documents. Trigger warning. Sorry. As plaintiff was leaving the party, he experienced a disturbing sensation as a lubricant. Oh, I'm sorry. I already read that. When plaintiff finally managed to leave the scene and return home, he informed his supervisor of the incident. Upon arriving home and showering, plaintiff noticed more discharge, which intensified his feelings of violation and revulsion. In the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff struggled with the intense emotional pain and mental health issues, feeling disgusted and deeply depressed. So when it says that he informed his supervisor of the incident, if you see something, say something, right? Pause. Can we take a pause, like a little break from the Diddy documents? I just want to elaborate. I just recently noticed something on YouTube. Like, I saw a creator being bullied once again. And it just brought me back to this. Like, if you see something, say something, right? Like, why? Of course they worked with Diddy and they were being paid off, but like, he informed his supervisor of the incident. So his supervisor just ignored the incident where he said he was assaulted and he had discharge. Like, I don't understand how that supervisor ignored it. But we do, right? Diddy's powerful. He's a mogul. He's a billionaire, a rapper. Yeah, Stephanie's like, that was heavy. I know. I just feel like it all aligns, right, within itself. If you see something, say something. And if it's you or someone you know, try to find someone you can talk to about it, right? I think, like we see here, and I say assault is more common than we think. I know it's brutal that I can sit here and say that, but far more common than we think. And I think am I sick for saying that it needs to be normalized? No, because I think it has a very great detrimental effect on mental health. I do. I think it can ruin a person. And if people don't have access to mental health, I think it's detrimental. And so I do think that SA crimes should be held to a more serious charge, I guess, especially involving children who we see here, right? A minor. We're going to go over the document that involves a minor. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for being here. She was a backup singer on MYB. Do you mean MTV? Or what's MYB? MYB? Let me know. Stephanie says cognitive dissonance, like they can't even wrap their head around it, so they just choose not to believe. It's trauma, right? Paid off supervisor. Yeah, paid off, but like, what kind of human are you gonna be if you have to take money, or even if you feel like you have to support another bully, right? Like, I've done it before. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm in it, that I'm not, that I'm innocent and that I'm perfect. I'm so far from it. But I'm okay with that, right? There's so many we don't even hear about too. She was a backup singer. Oh yeah, that's what I thought you meant. MTV Unplugged for Jay-Z. Exactly. Okay, let's move on. He was deeply disgusted and depressed. Plaintiff experienced a significant impact on his personal life. He has never married and often struggles to maintain relationships due to the assault. Plaintiff describes himself as an all-American guy, yet acknowledges that not a day goes by without thoughts of the traumatic incident. Okay, so the rest of the document is just like, they all want compensatory, um, they all want like a lawsuit, right? That's why they're filing the lawsuit. Okay, so that was a second document by John Doe in New Jersey. You guys keeping track? Do you guys have your planner out and write little notes? One, two, three. About Diddy? About Diddy. He has trial in May 2025, if you didn't know. I believe with all these new lawsuits coming out, it'll be pushed back further and further, like longer and longer, because this all needs to be dealt with and addressed with, right? And evidence, etc. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is, hold on, I wrote down the order that I wanted to go in. No specific order, but okay, we're gonna go over the Combs Biggie video party. I like Biggie. I'm gonna have a problem here. Diddy will be in jail on his birthday, 11/4. I'm so glad you said that. A crime to remember, because I was thinking that. I was like, that is karma? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Diddy had, well, this isn't like Millie's conspiracy life, so let's move on. But I feel like he had a lot to do with a lot more than this. Okay, so this one is Jane Doe. So this is a female. This case seeks both compensatory and punitive damages for aggravated SA Jane Doe. Okay, Sean Combs, we know. We know what he owns, all his goods. Parties. I know, aren't you guys kind of glad that I went through these beforehand? Like I didn't want to sit here reading through like penal code 1905. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be doing that. So this is Jane Doe, and she's a female who resides in New York. The city has been left unpled for anonymity. Okay. Factual allegations. We're getting right to it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Marcus. I appreciate you. In and around June 1995, plaintiff attended a promotional party at Elks Plaza in New York City for the music video One More Chance by Biggie Smalls. The event was packed with high-profile guests. While plaintiff was dancing with friends, Combs approached her and asked to speak with her privately, expecting an innocent conversation. Plaintiff agreed and followed him. Once alone in a bathroom, Combs unexpectedly began kissing plaintiff. Feeling uncomfortable and confused, plaintiff asked him to slow down, believing they were there to talk. Instead, Combs advanced aggressively. When plaintiff attempted to pull away, he violently struck her, slamming her head against the wall and causing her to fall to the floor. Disoriented and in pain, plaintiff tried to escape, but Combs hit her again, making it nearly impossible for her to move. Combs then lifted her dress and assaulted her vaginally while she lay helpless on the floor. Plaintiff tried to resist, but her injuries and shock left her powerless. After the assault, Combs adjusted his clothing in a nonchalant manner and threatened plaintiff by saying, quote unquote, "You better not tell anyone about this or you will disappear," leaving the plaintiff terrified for her life. Combs left the bathroom, abandoning plaintiff in a state of shock, fear, and shame. Plaintiff remained on the bathroom floor for a while trying to regain her composure. She felt intense pain in her head from the blows and was emotionally shattered. After some time, she managed to stand, fix her underwear, and dress and wipe away her tears. Terrified that someone from Combs' business might be waiting outside to harm her, plaintiff cautiously gathered the courage to leave the bathroom. Plaintiff left the party and never returned. Since the assault, plaintiff has avoided the news as it triggers traumatic memories. 4 years, plaintiff kept the assault secret, fearing retaliation from Combs and his enterprises. Okay, so that was, oh, Biggie video party. That's why they titled it that. That was the end of that one. I'm not going to read all that repeat stuff, like I said. So this was a female at a Biggie video party, and she got assaulted in the bathroom by Diddy. And that's sad and scary. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We have just 3 more to get through. Dang, we're doing pretty good. Good thing I did my editing. Good thing I'm a little student, good student. Taking my notes. You're like, shut up. Okay, so the next one is Combs' 16-year-old white party. Oh wait, 16-year-old white parties. Oh, this was a minor. Okay, so trigger warning. Trigger warning. Okay, let me remove this one off the screen. Melly is prepared. Hey Johnny, thanks for being here. I am prepared, guys. You proud? You should be proud. I feel like I do pretty well. No? Okay, it's not the place to have this conversation. Okay, so trigger warning. This is the one that includes a minor, which is a male. So 4 males, 2 females. We're on the 3rd document. We're speeding through them because a lot of it, like I said, was copy and pasted. They're filed by the same law firm, Busby Law Firm, on October the 14th. 6 different people, 4 males, 2 women, 1 was a minor. We're reading the complaint for the minor. It's all alleged. He's locked up. And I'm not a lawyer, so this is not legal advice. This is just what is out there from the court. I would say that qualifies, but whatever, for YouTube purposes. Combs founded Daddy's House social program. Yeah, the first document mentioned the studio. I buy it. I believe it. All of it. Thank you, Tipsy. You're great. You're great, mod. I feel like I'm in science class. I like went over these documents and like highlighted. Melly is an academic. She knows how to be prepared and organized. I do. Thank you, Wednesday. I do. I like to be organized, definitely. Okay, so, well, and I didn't want to waste your guys' time like repeating the same thing, right? We all know what's been going on. Catch up on the previous lawsuits. We're going to be doing a deep dive into Cassie on, what's today? Tuesday? Thursday. I think Thursday or Friday. I'm going to do a Cassie. I want to do a Cassie live. I think she's beautiful. Like I said, I love her music. And I think she's critical to this and people speaking out. And I can admire that. I really do. And that, like I said earlier, that video was brutal. So I would never want, just send her love. And we should, I think her case deserved to be covered and the document and whatnot. And I haven't covered here. Okay, so like, let's go over this one. 16-year-old John Doe, a male. This case seeks punitive damages of a minor for the essay assault of a minor, the assault which is part of a practice that the defendant Sean Combs had of grooming or attempting to groom minors at what was termed a quote-unquote white party at Combs' residence in New York. The conduct described herein is shockingly typical of Sean Combs. Combs was aided in his abhorrent conduct over the years by many individuals and entities. Sean Combs was for many years believed he was above the law. Okay, so again, it goes over all the businesses he owns. We know Sean Combs, clothing line or whatever, Sean John. Long John? If you know, you know. Okay, I'm being distracted. Focus, Melly. Focus. parties. Plaintiff John Doe is a male. This is in North Carolina. We're going to go to the allegations. Mr. Combs' legendary white parties in the Hampton were well known by many, including John Doe. The kind where countless celebrities would attend. In 1998, John Doe was only 16 years old. He was recruited out of New York City and indeed, while residing in New York City, received an invitation to one of Combs' party through a mutual connection. When he received the invitation, he felt he finally had the opportunity to rub shoulders with the who's who of the industry. He thought it could be his chance to break into the music industry. Others from New York City received such invitation to go to the Hamptons for the party, and did many of those at the party were in fact New Yorkers. The party took place at Combs' mansion in the Hamptons. As John Doe entered, he spotted countless celebrities and A-listers who formed the music industry and entertainment industry. He recognized faces he has seen on TV and on the big screen. As John Doe made his way through the crowd toward the restroom, he unexpectedly bumped into Combs. Shocked, John Doe found himself face to face with Combs, a titan in the music industry, standing right in front of him at his own party. Doe took a picture with Combs at the 1998 party. And I guess this is a picture of them. I didn't look at that picture. I reviewed the document, but I don't know. I guess I didn't look at it like that. That's the minor. Wow. Combs took an interest in John Doe and wanted to talk to him. They walked to a more private area near the portable restrooms brought in for the party. There, John Doe told Combs he was a big fan of Combs and shared his dreams of becoming a star. Combs smiled, telling him he had potential in the look. When John Doe admitted his voice was not great, Combs assured him that did not matter. Combs made clear that the only thing that mattered was having the right look for the industry, and with it, Combs would transform Doe or anybody into a star. Despite the pleasant conversation which occurred, things took an unexpected turn for the worst. Combs abruptly told John Doe that he needed to drop his pants. John Doe, caught completely off guard, confusingly asked Combs to repeat himself. Combs made himself clear. He instructed John Doe to drop his pants and expose his male organ so that Combs could inspect it, explaining it was a rite of passage in the route to becoming a star and also a way to prove himself. Don't you want to break into the business? That's what Diddy asked. Doe immediately felt uncomfortable, froze, and did not know what to do. Combs remained calm and stood in front of him, stretched out his hand in a cupped position. Out of fear and anxiety and the imbalanced power dynamic between him and Diddy, John Doe then dropped his pants and exposed his male organ as Combs previously instructed. Combs moved closer and grabbed John Doe's male organ and genitals with his hand. He firmly cupped and held onto John Doe's genitals for an extended period of time. During this time, Combs moved his hand in a fashion to manipulate John Doe's genitals, squeezing and feeling them. Doe was only 16. Yeah. Are we feeling the same? Do you guys want to talk about our feelings right now? WTF. Combs apparently then let go of John Doe's genitals and told him that his people would be in touch. Combs continued with his party as if nothing happened, but for John Doe, everything had changed. John Doe eventually recognized Combs' essay assault by him and threw his power and influence over John Doe because he knew John Doe wanted to become a star. As a result, Combs' essay onto John Doe while he was a minor. John Doe experienced damages including pain and suffering, mental anguish, physical impairment, and emotional torment. Okay, so that's the end of that one. That was a 16-year-old. That was a minor lawsuit. I'm like, how are you guys feeling? Okay, so we have 2 more to review. Like I said, these we'll go through them pretty quick, like we just did the other ones. I'm skipping a lot of like the copy and paste. This is a female, Jane Doe. Oh, the next one. The band, making the band photo shoot. Let me share. Sharing is caring. What year did that take place? Oh, the one that we just looked over. What was that one? Oh, the white party. Let me pull it up for you, Marcus. Oh, the 16-year-old, right? Did they say when that took place? I'm curious. Let's go to the allegations. In 1998, when John Doe was only 16 years old. So that was for the minor. Okay, so this next one is making the band photo shoot. So a female. Ooh, we know we've heard from Dawn Richard. We still need to hear from Aubrey O'Day, which I actually really like. Okay, so again, essay assault. Let's move down to all of this stuff is repeat, I promise. It's all stuff like his businesses, addresses, corporations, and we're going to move down to, let me find the party section. Oh, there we go. So plaintiff is Jane Doe, a female who resides in Tennessee. So this is a Jane Doe from Tennessee. Now let's move to the factual allegations. Oh, there was a part that I wanted to read here before the factual allegations, because this is the lawsuit that names Marriott Hotel. So I felt like we needed to talk about that. Defendant Marriott International Inc. is a domestic business corporation doing business in New York that on information and belief now has its principal place of business in Maryland. Marriott Management was well aware of Combs and his activities. Marriott Management and other personnel looked the other way rather than intervene. Marriott further benefited and profited from the conduct described herein. So this is a lawsuit from Jane Doe at making the band photo shoot at a Marriott hotel. Allegedly, they got paid off, is what I'm getting from this. Allegedly. Each of the Marriott entities conspired and aided and abetted Combs in committing the unlawful essay violence against plaintiff, described herein, or have served as vehicles for Combs to commit his sexual violence by and through use of Marriott's premises, hotel staff, and employees, and by profiting from such activities from the diddler. Not Marriott Hotel being called up to the stand. Not Marriott Hotel. Factual allegations. Combs and his staff regularly invited members of the public to events such as music, video shoots, photo shoots, and autograph signings in and around New York City. One such event took place in 2004. So 2004, Jane Doe at the Making the Band photo shoot. Across the street from the Jane Doe's college campus in Brooklyn, New York. So this person was in college. Through Miss Doe's friends and Combs' accomplices and agents, Miss Doe received an invitation to Combs' photo shoot. She was 19 years old at the time. She was flattered and excited to receive such an invitation from an individual of Combs' celebrity and stature. Miss Doe accompanied her and her friends to the event and discovered that it was a photo shoot promoting the band. recording group Combs signed to his record label, Bad Boy Entertainment. Oh, so it wasn't making the band, it was like the band. My bad. At the photo shoot, she and one of her good friends, another freshman living in the dormitory with Miss Doe, were eventually invited to an after party by Combs' business associates. Before leaving the party, Miss Doe had met Combs at the photo shoot. Combs told Miss Doe and her friend that they should come to his hotel for a more exclusive party. Miss Doe and her friend agreed and were taken to a Manhattan area Marriott hotel by a member of his entourage. Upon arriving at the hotel suite, Miss Doe noticed that there were a dozen people there having drinks and listening to music in a relaxed party environment. While attempting to mingle around the party, Miss Doe and her friend were suddenly grabbed and taken to a separate room off from the main party. Miss Doe believed the man taking them to be a security guard, so she went with them. But when she asked him where they were going, he simply told her, "You know what you are here for." Creep. After taking Miss Doe and her friend to the bedroom, the security guard left the room and locked door. The only person in the room besides Miss Doe was her and her friend and Combs. Combs gave Miss Doe and her friend more drinks and instructed them to imbibe cocaine that he had prepared for use on the coffee table. Miss Doe did not want to do the substance. Combs continued getting gradually more aggressive with the two women and eventually began forcibly to touch them without consent. When they resisted, Combs ordered Miss Doe's friend to perform oral sex on him, or else he would have them both killed. Miss Doe's friend complied as Miss Doe begged Combs to allow them to leave. He did not agree. Combs soon turned his sights onto Miss Doe and forced her to take her clothes off, again under the threat of violence. When she was undressed, Combs forced himself on her and began to essay her. Combs fondled, molested, and ultimately raped Miss Doe while she was begging him to stop. Soon and likely due to Miss Doe's cries, the door opened and security guard from earlier came in to ask if everything was all right. Miss Doe's friend took the opportunity to rush out of the recently locked door. Miss Doe, however, could not move as Mr. Combs was still on top of her. Combs got off Miss Doe to talk to the security guard. He left the room but told Miss Doe to stay, otherwise she would be unalived. After about half hour of sitting in the dark room by herself, another security guard came and told her she could leave. Miss Doe gathered things and left immediately and called a taxi back to her dormitory in downtown Brooklyn. I know. I'm sorry, I've been like skipping the chat because I'm so deep into this. Whoa. In late 2006, the Department of Bannister Majors removed 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞's from their shelves. They were discovered that the clothing was made using raccoon dog fur. What? I wonder who that was. Bright Tipsy Bieber. Dun dun dun. And Cassie. I feel like Cassie will play a big role in the trial. 1990 clothing line Sean John. Hello, beautiful, guilty of crime. Thanks for being here. Beautiful, guilty of crime. I love her and her channel. If you guys haven't checked her out, go check her out. She's awesome. Good people, good vibes. Okay, so that was the band photo shoot. Jane Doe. What was the year? Oh my God, you're like Melly, get it together. 2004? Oh, how many? Like we've gone through almost 6 documents. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. These are brutal. Why do I believe all of these? I do believe all of these. 2004 across. Okay, so this was Jane Doe college. We need to keep track because you know we're going to be seeing this all coming up. Okay, so the last one is the Echo complaint. Clothing ban Echo. Can we go back to baby fat? I was a baby fat girl. Okay, anyways. Like I used to collect baby fat. Little Bow Wow. It wasn't Bieber in the photo. That kid is too old. We saw Bieber though. Okay, after this, I want to show a video. that I watched today. It was really good and it was related to Diddy. So let's get through this. This is the sixth complaint. Yay, we've got through these pretty fast because I did my homework. John Doe, Echo complaint. Oh, crime. Was that you, crime, that just said about the Macy's? Macy's. Macy's, we need you to speak up, Macy's. I love you, Macy's, but why did you participate? No, I'm just kidding. Allegedly. Okay, this is the one that involves Macy's, a crime. Remember, I appreciate you for bringing that up. I'm learning a lot here. Yay, yay about Diddy. Yes, Jay. Okay, so this is the Diddy complaint for Echo involving Macy's. Let's zoom through this again. We're gonna get right to the factual allegations. Oh wait, I highlighted some of the parts I wanted to go over here. Oh, this case seeks both compensatory and punitive damages for aggravated SA assault, which occurred at a Macy's department store. This conduct described is shockingly typical of how Diddy conducted himself for many years. He is not the law. Okay, we went over that. Factual allegations. Oh no, parties. Skips this. Again, what I'm skipping is like all the legality, like all the business addresses and all of that. Plaintiff John Doe is a male who resides in Ohio. The city has been left. Oh, the name and the address obviously are anonymous. Okay, so write down in your little notes. This one is Jane Doe from Ohio. Defendant. Oh, so this is someone by the name of 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞. Global is limited liability company incorporated in Delaware that has its principal base office in California. So it must be some company, like I don't know, some business company. Okay, let's move on. Factual allegations. We'll see what they have to say about this company. That's one of the defendants, though. In 2008, so Echo complaint 2008. Plaintiff worked as an advisor of the 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐞 Clothing and had been employed by the company for approximately 7 years. 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐞 Clothing at the time was among the most popular clothing lines in the country. In 2008, Combs' Sean John clothing line was also hitting peak popularity. Plaintiff had in fact met Combs several times in connection with Combs' development and marketing of the Sean John clothing line. 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐞 and Sean John were competing lines within the clothing industry, both having had a large amount of success within the hip-hop community. Moreover, both lines had relationships that were carried at the time by Macy's, a well-known department store. In and around May 2008, plaintiff was at the stockroom at Macy's flagship store in Herald Square in Manhattan, where Combs and 3 of his bodyguards entered the stockroom. I'm already terrified. Plaintiff came upon Combs and his bodyguard as a T-junction in the stockroom, where plaintiff had very little room to maneuver. Combs was flanked by 2 large bodyguards to the left and 1 large bodyguard to the right. Immediately after turning a corner in the stockroom, plaintiff was hit hard around the base of the neck, possibly with a pistol. The blow forced plaintiff to his hands and knees. As plaintiff looked up, he saw that each of the bodyguards had pistols in their waistbands. Plaintiff heard multiple voices calling out things like, "I'll unalive you." Combs approached plaintiff while plaintiff was still on the hands and knees and said, "Suck my DICK Echo," referring to the clothing line that plaintiff worked for. Combs thereafter forced his male organ into plaintiff's mouth and proceeded to forcefully and brutally and orally rape plaintiff. Combs continued for at least 2 minutes until ejaculating. While orally assaulting plaintiff, Combs grabbed plaintiff's hair and made derogatory comments like, "You like that, white boy?" Trigger warning. I'm sorry, guys. After he was finished, Combs threw plaintiff's head aside and said words to the effect of, "Shut up or I'll unalive you." Combs and his bodyguards began to leave, taunting plaintiff as they did. Combs proceeded to gather Sean John merchandise from the stockroom. He left the stockroom and headed out to the Macy's retail floor, where he began passing out merchandise to an adoring crowd as if nothing happened. In shock and traumatized, plaintiff gathered himself and went to Macy's security to report the assault. By this point, Combs and his bodyguards had left the store. Plaintiff was told that someone would speak with him, but no one ever did. Shortly thereafter, Macy stopped letting plaintiff into its flagship Herald Square store. Wow. Approximately 3 weeks later, Terry Lundgren, CEO of Macy's, pressured echoed executives to fire plaintiff because Macy's had just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Sean John Clothing. Echo thereafter terminated plaintiff for employment, and plaintiff was told he could no longer live in his company-paid apartment. Plaintiff is informed and believes a report of assault was destroyed or otherwise purged from Macy's records, and no action was ever taken as to a result of the report. Plaintiff ultimately had to move out of New York. Plaintiff still fears for his life as a result of the incident and threats made against him on that day, including the fact that plaintiff was known to Combs by his way of his work with rival clothing company Echo. By forcing SCX contact onto plaintiff, specifically by physically assaulting and then forcefully orally assaulting plaintiff, defendant Combs committed a crime of violence motivated by gender. This legal action, so all of these were commenced within the statutory timeframe provided by the 2-year look-back window for VGM VPA claims. I'll have to do some research on that, but okay, we got through them, all 6 of them. What do you guys think? What are the vibes? We're disgusted? We're disgusted. He filed a lawsuit. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Wow. We went all through those, so I don't know, guys. I don't know. We're gonna do some catching up. I've been covering most of these documents. I think I'm only missing Cassie's and another one, so we'll be covering maybe those tomorrow just because I want to cover them. Not that I'm a Diddy fan, but I used to be a Diddy fan. Tupac. I'm a big Tupac, Biggie girl. I'm a big Aaliyah girl. Vibes are dirty and disgusting, and I hope Diddley's locked up forever. I know. And I'm sad, victims of SA assault. It's like, I can understand why they didn't speak up until now. A lot of them didn't speak up until Cassie, which is why I think we should cover her. I think it's worth covering it. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. We went through all 6 documents. You already know. If you don't have them and you want them, just let me know. I don't mind. Most of them are available online. I did have to pay for one of them, but hey Scott, thanks for being here. Anyways, I will see you guys in a little bit. I will be coming back on live with more true crime. Mark says, I'm glad that I listened to metal. This stuff don't happen in the metal scene. Yeah, I don't listen to metal, so I can't agree with that. Cover Cassie for sure. Yes, right, guilty. I think that would be a good one to cover. Oh, wait, I was going to play a video for you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Before you go, let's play it. I have to go back in my history. You guys need to see this. Okay. Okay, we're going to play it because it's Diddy case. Have you guys watched Soft White Underbelly? If you haven't, I'm going to link him down below. There's a lot of controversy behind that. So don't ask me how I feel. Do I support his channel? I'm like 50-50 about that. Maybe we can have that conversation later about this channel, but like this interview that I'm going to play right now, this girl used to be someone involved in the industry, and she met Diddy and was introduced to Diddy like 2 years ago. And she talked about her experience on Soft White Underbelly I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. And like if you watch the first interview, I almost feel like I should play both, but I will link them so you can watch the first one. But in the first interview, like she was like a high-end escort, I believe. And so she was talking about in the first interview with Soft White Underbelly how she was a high-end escort and she was like introduced to Diddy and went to their party and she saw like a bunch of creepy stuff going on, right? And that was like 3 years ago. So fast forward to now, and she mentioned Diddy. Like she was like, "Oh, I went to a Diddy party one time in LA. Like someone told me I could make a bunch of money. There was like money in the industry, the hip hop. She wanted to make music. And so they brought her to Diddy's house and she saw Diddy doing like a bunch of this stuff. And that was like 2 or 3 years ago. And then he did an interview with her like 3 days ago because of all the Diddy stuff coming out. And I'm like, and it is so good. Okay, I'm going to play it. I know it was a lot, but just hang tight. It's just a few of us. We're a little family here. Okay, let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to share my screen. It's not very long. That's why I'm going to play it with the documents we just read because I feel like I watched it today and I was very intrigued. Very, very, very intrigued. And it'll just end like, you know, the live with a little video. Definitely worth covering, just like that poor hotel tout. Yeah, I'm gonna play that video too. I feel like we need to cover it. Well, I got some emails too that I think we should cover for the Diddy stuff. So he has a large portfolio, unfortunately. Okay, so you guys see that? You see the screen? Let me know if you can hear it now, because I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it. Tech issues? Who knows? Let me see.
Where algorithms and financial incentives dictate the information we see, it's easy for important stories to slip through the cracks. This is powerful because it can
You guys hear it? Before I proceed, please let me know. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like. I see all of you. Crime Remember, Beautiful J, Guilty of Crime. I'll link her channel below so you guys can go follow. Stephanie, Fam. Okay, we're just gonna end. Hi Chucky, thanks for being here. Jojo. Jojo? Did I miss you, my beautiful Jojo? Hey Melly, new subscriber a few days ago when you were talking about the 𝐓𝐡𝐷𝐞𝐫𝐞 case. Thank you, Chucky, for bringing up that case. And I did want to make an announcement about that. We are to be continued. I have an Ashley part 7 coming up. If you didn't see my lives on 𝐓𝐡𝐷𝐞𝐫𝐞 case, please go and support. I love her. I love that case. Well, hold on, pause. I not like what happened to her, but I love her and like I want to cover her and I feel like she didn't get enough justice. That's what I mean. So there's parts 1 through 6 on my channel and I'm working on 7 right now. So don't worry, I'm not done with Ashley. We'll never be done with Ashley here on my case. She's part of the fam. She's part of the fam. Okay, wait. Can you guys tell me if you guys can hear it? I didn't see anybody say if you can hear it. Let me know.
heavily influence and divide public opinion. Much of what I do on Soft White Underbelly is about digging deeper and trying to see beyond our own biases.
Wait, can you guys hear it? Yeah, we can hear it. There's an echo. There is? Oh, okay. Okay, let me know if you can hear it now, okay? 1 second. Okay, pause. Hold on. Can you guys hear me now? Or no? Can you hear me? No? Okay, so now let me know if you guys hear an echo with the video. I think I fixed it. Let me know.
And this is why Ground News is the perfect fit for my channel. On any given news story, their app and website combine every article published on it worldwide. We can also see context in each news source. Like where
Is there still an echo? Can you guys hear it? Still? I don't know why you guys are hearing an echo. Oh, okay, hold on. I want to make sure I play this video. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me know if you can see the video now and hear it.
where it may fall on the political spectrum, and how credible it is based on use of subjective language. This is important to think about if you're interested in forming an educated opinion on topics that are in the news, especially on key issues as we head into a polarized election season. I particularly like their blind spot feed, dedicated to showing news stories that are underrepresented in main.
Is there still an echo, or can you guys hear it? Really? It's still echoing? Like bad? I don't know why that's still echoing. Oh, okay, wait, hold on.
To save 40% off their Vantage plan.
Not better. It shouldn't be echoing. No, my mic is fine. I wanted to play that, but if I can't, I was having problems.
By subscribing or even gifting it to someone you know, you're helping hold the media accountable, and you're helping support this channel. Thank you for watching.
Is that better, or are you like, Melly, get it together? Wait, Bun Bun said great. You can hear it now, Bun Bun? Do you love me? Do you love me not? Yeah, I will. I'll post it in my Discord or wait, Bun Bun just said she could hear it. No? No? It got worse? Oh, Bun Bun's like, it was better for a second.
Was December of 22.
Oh yeah, about to be 22.
December of 22, you were here. You did our first interview.
Is that better or no? No? Is it better or no? Hold on, let me do something really quick. Let me know if you guys can hear it now. Stephanie's like, Melly, you can't figure it out.
You were just some girl that I met.
Can you guys hear it now? Or
Right.
no?
And you were doing this interview, and you mentioned something about.
I accidentally mentioned it too. Like it slipped out.
No? If you guys, there we go. Really? You can hear it now? Perfect. Not you guys being like, figure it out, Melly, figure it out. It's better now. Pause, don't judge me. I got some new devices. Don't judge me. Okay, soft white underbelly, finally. Fuck.
But P. Diddy.
About P. Diddy.
You went to one of his parties.
Yeah. Crazy party.
And,
Okay, so like I said, she was at a Diddy party in December of 2022 before all of this. And I really wanted to cover this because this was just released 3 days ago. I'm going to link it down below, and I'll link the first one too so you can watch. I don't know how I feel about soft white underbelly. I'll leave that up to you.
he's in the news now because of all the scandal.
And they didn't believe me. But when it started coming out, people were like mentioning me like, you were telling the truth about it. And I'm like, duh, I'm not going to lie about something like that. And I kind of like tried to briefly talk about it because I knew it wasn't going to seem true because it was just too much. It was
Too
too
crazy.
many. It was too crazy. People were going to think that I was just lying. It had like a lot of people involved, celebrities and stuff. So I was trying to be real vague about it. But that party traumatized me
How did you get invited to it?
by being with a prince that I met in LA. He lived in Glendale, California. And, you know, long story short, I got out of this crazy little contract and I was looking for somebody to invest in me. And I knew somebody who knew somebody that was like, I want to introduce you to a prince. He know a lot of celebrities, producers and stuff. So I never put two and two together that this prince knew P. Diddy as
And you
the
say a
producer.
prince of what?
He was a Arabian prince.
Really?
Yes. And he really was a prince for real. But I wasn't worried about him being a prince. I was worried about who he actually knew. So when he invited me to, he met me, he said, I want to invite you tomorrow to Music Ultra Week, whatever. And it's like an event, Ultra Music Week. It's like an event for like 2 weeks where people party, including P. Diddy. And they party at Club Live. They party at like just in South Beach, Star Island, like where P. Diddy stays or throw his freak offs at. And I never knew that we were going to go there because I was there for 2 weeks and I knew it was something fishy. He kept saying, I got a surprise for you. I'm like, but I'm only supposed to stay for 2 weeks and I'm here longer than 2 weeks. And it was almost a month. It was basically a month by then. And he was like, no, because I just want you to meet one special person. So he ended up telling me, like, when we went to Club Live, he was like, guess where we're going tonight? I'm like, where? He's like, to P. Diddy's house. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, that's crazy because I hear a lot about P. Diddy. And I'm like, his house for what? Like, to go sing? He's like, no, he's throwing this wild party. Da-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay. So we went from Club Live. It ended at like, the clubs end at like 3 or 4 and not 2 like how out here is. So we waited around the mansion, the Prince's mansion, for about an hour. And then as soon as 6:30 hit, we went. We all got in the car, like a big Uber. And me and all the other girls. Now, mind you, I'm the only black girl. So I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm about to meet P. Diddy. Oh, you know, like, I'm probably going to have to sing for him. Da-da-da. And I just tried to, like, keep my composure. So we get there, and that's when stuff got weird. And that's why they lock up our phones, because they know what we see in there, you know, it's he can get in trouble, like right now. So basically, we arrived, security guard patted us down. They put our phone in this little bubble case. So the bubble case is closed. They can't get unlocked until we walk out. So as we're in there, the only way of us taking any type of pictures is if we get in the photo booth. He has like a Team Love photo booth or whatever. Take like 4 pictures. So I, you know, got pictures. I still got everything in my Snap too, like of the photos, everything. That's all you could get. So I'm walking around or whatever. So one of his sons, I'm not going to tell you which one, but it was like recruiting like whoever they wanted to go inside the house. Cause the freak off is inside the house and in the backyard. So you have the pool and they're playing loud house music. Like, Mark, the house music, it makes you feel kind of woozy, first of all, because it's like a rave or something. Dun, 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 and it's real loud. So you can't really see nothing, but you're seeing everybody like walking around, drunk, hopping around. It's still 7 a.m. So the sun is like coming up and people are walking around naked, period. Let's get into it. They're walking around naked already and they're in the pool skinny dipping. And they're drinking mimosas in the pool, but then it's like a waitress walking around giving people drinks, just passing people drinks, you know, and people are just taking them. Me, I don't drink like that, but I'm like an occasional drinker. Like, I'll drink if we're partying or whatever, just for that occasion. So, because people are going to keep saying, drink, drink, drink. But I didn't take a drink yet. But I just had it in my hand. So one of the sons seen me walking. Mind you, I'm with other girls, but we split up. So I was walking with one girl. She's a Puerto Rican girl. So P. Diddy's son was like, you. And I'm like, me or her? And then he was like, no, you. Come here. So I went to him and he gave me some shoes. So these shoes was like terry cloth, like robe shoes, white shoes. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these? He was like, go in the house with these. He was like, everybody who gets these shoes, you get to go in the house. But I'm thinking you could just go in the house if you want to, but everybody can't go in the house. They're literally selectively picking who they want. So I'm like, well, what about my friend? He was like, no, only you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm holding the shoes. I'm walking around. You know, I'm a good, loyal friend. I'm not going to go inside a house where they said my friend can't go. So we just walking around mingling. But we tripping out, looking at everybody like they off everything smoking and jumping around like hooligans. And so I seen P. Diddy or whatever, and I seen him with the Prince. I'm not going to say what he was doing, but something really, I get real nervous. Something real crazy, because I don't like to really expose people. I could talk about me, but when it's about, like me, my family, because it's us. But when it's other people, bro, doing something real sexual, that's all I'm going to say. So that we could see and so that we can get turned on, okay? So he's doing something with himself. And I'm like, girl, do you see him? She's like, yes. But mind you, we're screaming like, girl, do you see him? Oh my God. Because of the music. And I'm just like, whatever. Then he starts to act like really obnoxious, like, I'm the king of the world, jumping around, doing all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's regular P. Diddy shit. But what got me was how he walked up to me and was like, why are you not in the house? And I'm like, what do you mean? He like, how are you enjoying my house? So we had a little talk or whatever. He started talking about all these things. Oh yeah, you're the one that, you know, I seen was telling me about the Prince. He's like, oh yeah, it's very nice to meet you. Like your life is not going to be the same. Da 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 da. We started talking about going to Cuba. Are you going to Cuba with us? I'm like, what? And that's the thing. I didn't really know about this. So this is when I start asking around or whatever. I said that in the last interview. But to get to the point, I ended up going in the house because he was on me like, go in that house. I'm like, okay. And then the person that he was dating at that time, we're not going to say her name, but we all know, she came and was like looking at him like, what are you doing? Because he was talking to me for too long. So she came to like rub on his shoulders or whatever, and he just pushed her. And I'm looking like real uncomfortable, like, oh, I know what this is about. I don't want to be in the middle of there, whatever. So that's what made me go into the house, because I'm like, okay, let me just go in the house. So I told my friend, like, wait right here, girl, let me just put on these shoes, see what this house is about. Walk up in there.
Pause. Let's Google who Diddy was dating in December of 2022. Was that 𝐒𝐤? I need to find out, because she said that she was there. That female was there at this party. Why is Young Miami coming up? You guys know that I like this interview. I believe her. I do believe her. She came out in 2022. I don't know if it was before or after Cassie speaking of this, of the first time she went to a party, and this is her talking about it 3 days ago.
I don't judge people, because at the time I was just smoking weed. But you know when people are out of their mind, and you know when people, you know what you don't want to be a part of. And it's just like, I'm seeing stuff that you see on the movies. This corner, this got going on. This corner, they over here doing this. This corner, they over there having sex. This corner, I'm just going to say, because I don't know what I can say, because I'm not trying to be incriminating myself, but they were dressed up like little 𝐓𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤 Barbies.
Like what?
Little people, okay? We're not going to say what type of little people, but like a fetish. And I'm looking like, what are they doing here? Like dressed up, little red lipstick, like they weren't supposed to be there. But I'm just looking like maybe it's some type of production going on. But why would they be at this party at 7 o'clock in the morning with grown people? Like, why would they be here? So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, but then when I'm looking in this corner, this person laid out, and I'm looking like, what's going on? Then I'm seeing like Instagram models or whatever. I'm like, oh, hey. So I'm kind of getting distracted, feeling like kind of comfortable. Like, she's here? Oh my gosh, she's here. And then I see P. Diddy, you know, walking through the house, like with his eyes on me. Like, you know, like, is this, you know, you see, like, are you agreeing with this? And I don't. Now, mind you, I still got my friend out there. So I walked out of the house and I'm telling her, like, oh my God, bitch. Like, this is, oh my God, she like for real? But I'm just like, I'm not even tripping. Like, oh, well, like, this nigga's weird. Like, you know? So I'm really looking at the situation like, I don't even want to be involved in this type of stuff because once I see something, I can't get it out of my mind. And I'm like a hypochondriac. Like, I keep on having flashbacks about it. So, whatever. So, of course, I come out, and then here he goes again. And another rapper, well-known rapper, comes and starts feeling on me like, hey, you. So now it just seems like everybody is faded at this point. They're either drunk or on all the drugs, obviously, with this house music. So now I just feel like trapped in. Like, I don't like it. And I know the devil when I see it. Because by me being so spiritual and tapped in, I know when something is not right. I'm not judging, but I just don't want to be a part of it because how am I going to get out of this shit? Like, I'm already here. And then I heard conversations or whatever. And then P. Diddy was like, that's the one that I want. I want her. So now I feel like, you know, they plotting on me. Like, did you bring...
Thank you. Chucky A says, in December of 22, Diddy was dating Dana Tran. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, Jojo, I see it. Agreed, Melly. This isn't the time or place to slut shame. Right. No, I do believe her. She spoke on it before all of these allegations. So how would she have known unless she was there, right? I don't know.
me here on purpose? Like, is this the, you know, producer you was talking about?
I think she's really pretty too.
And I came here specifically with the Prince to rub elbows with people, to network for the music week. But then I put two and two together, like, the Prince have been saying your life is never going to be the same. You're going to be happy. Somebody's expecting you. And I just feel like that was the time that I was going to get sex trafficked or, you know, drugged or something like that. And then they kept trying to make me, like, I've been around celebrities before. If a rapper wants you or somebody wants you, they're not going to do it. They're going to send somebody else to do it. So if a waitress is coming or another girl or a pretty girl or a guy, they'll sick somebody on you. Like, take this drink, do this, do that. And then you just feel eyes on you, like watching to see if you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. So I already know what time it was. And it's crazy because I had to leave that place. In my last interview, I told you I had to escape. I had to leave from the Prince because he was telling me we was leaving for Cuba the next day. Cuba with who? With P. Diddy or what? Like, this is all crazy. So to see all of this stuff come out, and I escaped by leaving. I had to call the police and everything. I had to leave with the Prince. That's another story. From the Prince, from that house. I didn't leave with the other girls. I had to get my phone unlocked, of course. But, like, I had to, like, catch a taxi, not even an Uber, a taxi to another location, and then I ended up going to the airport, and I ended up leaving because I just felt bamboozled. First, I'm getting lied to about how long I'm supposed to stay there. Then you keep talking about I'm supposed to meet this producer, but we're not talking about nothing with music, but you're talking about going to Cuba. We didn't even do what we were supposed to do in Miami, or did we do what we were supposed to do in Miami at this freak off? But because I'm not cooperating with what I see, and I feel like that's what the Illuminati and stuff is about, like a secret society. Like, they want to see what you allow, what you cool with, and then next thing you know, boom, take that drink, you're drugged. Take that, you're out of it. Take that pill, because everybody was off something. But you had to be, being in that environment like that.
How many people were at this event?
Like hundreds. Even when it was a certain amount outside, but in the house was really crowded. You know what I'm saying? And you would think that, like, it was more people in the house.
And you walked around?
Yeah, I walked around for about 5 minutes. I seen what I need to see. And
Wednesday says, I'm a stripper and I've seen some shit without doing full service or working outside the club. I bet you have, Wednesday. I'm curious to hear that, femme. Yeah, we are. We'll talk about it this week. I do for sure want to hear about all of that because I think it's important.
I was like, no, ma'am. No, sir. Because it was like selling your soul at that house. And if you like that, it's nothing to you. But if you're not like that, you're going to feel uncomfortable. And then it's like, at first I used to think P. Diddy was like, so he always talk about team love and all of this stuff. Like, he's all about, no, he all about sex, himself. And I know sex because I've dealt with men, Mark. So I know when somebody is trying to lead you on to stuff and sitting back acting like he just this macho man. And he is a charmer though. That's one thing. Like he will charm the fuck out of you. But for me, that's so game tight. I'm like, I know what this is. And I'm ready to get to the music. Like, if that's the case, you should have been like, don't tell me you about to change my life and da-da-da. And, oh, have you been writing? Oh, that's another thing too. He was like, have you been writing the songs that 𝐴𝐶 been telling you to write? Because the Prince wanted me to write out all the songs I ever made in my life. I said, without the beat? He's like, yeah, just start writing songs. So you never know. They'll take my music, drug me, fuck me, do whatever, and just throw me away, basically.
Wow.
Or after you have something on me, when we do the music, you have that on me that this happened, and now I'm blackmailed or some shit like that. So touching all on me at that party, even the rapper who touched all on me, like, that rapper was cool. Like, I was liking that rapper. But when they were like, hey, you, and doing all that, what can I do? All I could do was just say, like, move his hand, like, oh, I'm fine, but, you know, trying to, like, still be cool. But I'm like, why do everybody feel comfortable to just touch on you? Even P. Diddy, like, why I look up and you're right there? And then, like, in my face, like, are you, like, in my house? Like, it's weird. Like, looking at him is like when you're a kid and you're getting in trouble by your parent and you can't look them in their face. And it's like a demon. I'm telling you, like this dark spirit, like he possessing you as he's looking at you. That power, that control. So I'm like, I read The Art of Seduction, motherfucker. I know what you're doing. And you're trying to really seduce me right now. And, oh, take a drink. Oh, do this, do that. Go in there. Like it's just not nothing. And I want to know why me go in the house and why not the girl? So now you're picking and choosing. So it's fishy to me. So when all this stuff started coming out, I was like, I knew I was right. I knew it. Like, it ain't no doubt about that P. Diddy was doing all that. And like I said, I don't judge because I've been around people doing cocaine. But these hard drugs that they was doing and just, I ain't gonna lie, it was orgies and stuff going on. So all of this stuff going on, I'm like, why is people doing stuff all in the open? Like, that's just offending me and assaulting me, period. Because where am I at? I didn't sign up for this. And how can I really get out? So I had to like ease my way on out. You know, it's security, but they not caring about what happens as long as that phone is closed.
What do you guys think? I know. I'm reading the comments. Wednesday says, LeBron James used to be a regular at my club. He was always super mellow and cool. She was wise to follow her instincts. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you want me to finish this? It's only like 5 more minutes more. She looks like she's educating, and I know, right? I think she's really pretty too.
They damn near don't care if somebody died up in there. Ain't nobody can film it.
And there were famous people or not?
It was a whole bunch of famous people.
Yeah.
Like 4 famous people and then some Instagram models. And the whole time he just was like trying to undress me with his eyes. And I was thinking like, this is really no cap. Because at that time, you know, I always been skinny. So at that time, the son who came up to me, I was like, boy, is it because I resemble your mom? Like, you know, like Kim Porter, like stuff like that. Like, you just never know. Like, I feel like, you know, P. Diddy does have a type. I feel like everybody that was in that house, it was a certain type of person. It was a certain type of something that he wanted and what he liked. And you could just tell, like, he get whatever he wants. That's why he has no problem touching on you, being all in your face, popping up on you, being obnoxious, and just hounding you until you do what he say. And that's just how the industry is already, especially him, because he got a lot of money, you know?
Because you're a singer as well, right?
Yeah, so they probably like, do you want this opportunity or what? And I'm like, not that damn bad, but I do want it. I do. But if I already got a bad vibe and I'm seeing stuff that you're into, I already know how this is going to be. So I don't want to, like, you know, ignore some red flags and then I'll be in trouble because of you. Like, literally in trouble. Like, we know his past, like Shine, the rapper, you know, being in jail because of him. Like, don't think just because I'm from where I'm from, you could just do anything. And that's why I never really said nothing about it, because I just feel like, who am I? You know, he got money. Like, ain't nobody gonna believe me. But I have all the receipts. I have it all in my Snap to this day. It never went nowhere. That was just my experience just being in Miami for the first time. I didn't know that I was going to end up at P. Diddy's house.
Did you take photos outside the house?
When I got my phone back, yeah.
Videos or something?
I took videos when I was going to the house before I knew this was some weird shit. And then when I got my phone, I ended up, recording. And then I had the shoes on.
Oh, you had the shoes.
I left with the shoes on because I don't know where I put my shoes at when I put those on. And it was a lot going on. It was real loud. So, I don't know. It just tripped me out. And I was like, is he gay? You know, like, and nothing against gays. I couldn't put my finger. I was like, what is this dude into? But his house, his freak off, no. Not like that. You know I'm going to make everything into a joke. But this is a real serious situation because it'll traumatize you because now I ain't trusting no producer. I look at everybody like if I went to the top of the top and I've been looking at him like this top-notch mogul and like whatever. But child, it's a lot. But it's some stuff, that I did leave out because I don't want to say too much. But because I told you it was some celebrities in there. But for these girls that did get drugged and did take these drinks, I feel like it's because everybody was all having fun. You wouldn't think that somebody would do something like that to you until you get to seeing everything. And once you're intoxicated, it's too late. It's just too late. So that's why you gotta watch what drinks you take. And they was just pushing them on us too much. Take a drink, take a drink, take a drink. And I'm like, no. Because I was already, sipping a little bit at Club Live. So I wanted to, like, mind you, I'm thinking, like, he going to ask me to sing in a minute. I don't want to be toe up,
Mm-hmm.
Until I put two and two together. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you got out and survived.
Yep. I'm always surviving. This is no joke.
You're
like,
a survivor.
For real. And it's like, I'm still going through stuff. You don't survive being traumatized. And these things do traumatize you because it's like, dang, I can't never get around this. Like, it always end up to this, sex. Or some creep shit. Or somebody taking advantage of you or something. Or feeling all on you and you can't do nothing because...
You thought the streets were dangerous.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. But, yeah. So I just want to see, like, what's going to happen because I know a lot of people was... He went to trial today. And I didn't even know.
It's going to be in the news for a while, I think.
It's going to be in the news, and a lot of stuff is going to come out. So don't be saying I'm lying, because I wasn't lying.
This is all alleged, but
right.
Sounds like it's pretty consistent with things that are in the news.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And you did say this, like 2 years ago.
Exactly. And I told you I got sex trafficking vibes from it. Remember? I was like, he was trying to sell us.
Mm-hmm.
The
She
Prince
did say
to
that.
Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Which one do you want? Which one? I want that one.
What does it feel like to be peddled off like that to somebody powerful? Is it?
It's scary. It's scary because what could happen, but it's like, come on, I'm honored to be
Chosen?
Chosen, period. But I don't want to be. I don't want to end up in a ditch somewhere, just
No, you
because
don't.
he's choosing so many people and assaulting people. I don't want to be assaulted, and I don't want to be felt up. If you're going to fill me up, make sure you ask me, can I touch you? You're beautiful. You, not just you in my house so I can. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, tell me first, fool. Because I would have charged you. No, I'm saying. But, and I just make, it did hurt my feelings. So, whatever. I got over it. And I didn't do music no more after that because I was like, I'm cool on music, bro.
That would scare you out of the industry.
Yeah, like, I'm like, this is all they want. Let me just make an album and sing and write. You a producer, ain't you? But no, you're a freak and a creep. Yeah, ask permission first because, no means no.
Well, it's nice to see you again.
You too.
You look
What do you guys think? I know you're like, why are you playing that? We're talking about the lawsuits, and then I went to this video. I thought it was interesting. I saw her first part. I believe her. Anyways, thanks for being here, going over those documents with me and hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. And I will probably be live in a little bit. So, hopefully I do see you guys there. Let me make sure thanks, Marcus, for being here. Yeah, Bun Bun. I believe her too. That part, right. Fem says I love her. Wait, Crime says I have been to the music industry most of my life. I have family in the industry on or off. I've never been exposed to any of this, right? Chucky says she's being honest. Only someone who was there can explicitly describe what they went through. Right, exactly. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. Hit the like button, and I will see you guys hopefully shortly. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you guys so much.